All right, everybody, welcome to Skep Talk Live, episode number 69. I am your host, Udo, and for those of you who aren't ready for this, buckle in, everybody. It's going to be a good show. All right, tonight's panel is we're going to start off with Tom from the Nuclear Present. How are you doing, my friend?
Fantastic. I've had a very nuclear day.
Yeah. Busy getting ready to finish up becoming Dr. Tom.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to be out of grad school. It's going to be fantastic.
If you still have time for, messing around on a talk show after you become an important ass doctor, I'm totally putting doctor on your name tag. It's going to say Dr. Tom.
I was going to say, like hell, I'm not going to make time to be on here. I love this shit.
Excellent. Factual Fictions and the Phantom Hydra, welcome to the show. And joining us from the nuclear future is Harvey. Harvey, how are you doing tonight?
Same old, surviving.
Well, it definitely looks like it. I'm not sure anything would want to mess with those teeth.
I'm not so bad. I don't bite.
He's a great kisser, I bet.
Really hard without lips.
Excellent. All right, so we've got a really awesome show ready for tonight. I apologize for not being here last week. Thursday, I had the sick. I was my voice on Tuesday was going out a little bit, but Thursday it was just absolutely gone. It seems to have recovered since then, and we're good to go. So let's hop into the news. Factual Fiction says he doesn't have lips that you know of. They could be extra creepy hidden lips.
Oh god, like they like retract from here and then...
Exactly. All right. So everybody should remember that this is a fair use talk show, and what we're doing here is definitely parody, commentary, and news reporting. And if you squint real hard, will somehow fit into search engines. So if you'd like to support the show, feel free to use any of the Twitch options with following or donating, or if you're watching later on YouTube, give us a subscribe. But then afterwards, if you'd like to share with anyone and you're watching live right now, click this link right here and it'll make a tweet for your Twitter so that you can immediately tell everybody what you're doing and maybe haul some of your friends here for some of the nonsense that we're about to have. But with that, here comes that dope-ass tune that gets you ready for the news. God, that feels so legit. All right. Let's get into our first story here. I want your guys' opinion on almond milk. You guys ever had almond milk?
Yeah.
I'm not okay with this graphic.
Right?
Oh man, it's utterly delicious.
Usually, everyone's allowed one pun, but tonight that has been restricted or lifted. Puns everywhere. I want more puns from everybody. Tom, the shackles are finally off, Tom.
Dad joke night. Dad joke night.
All right. So the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, Factual Fictions, thank you very much for that tweet. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration seems to have soured on non-dairy milk products that use milk in their marketing and labeling, like soy and almond milk. In a talk hosted by... Exactly. I used up mine right away, so, I mean, I was like, oh, we're just going to have to open this up a little bit. Commissioner Scott Gottlieb announced that on Tuesday that the FDA is going to be issuing a new guidance on the use of the term milk. So
So, are we gonna call it almond juice?
So one of the suggestions has been nut juice.
No.
The Hydra, or the Phantom Hydra, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world
Hell yeah.
one follow at a time. But nut juice is one of the suggestions that is rolling around on Twitter right now. And if you look at our standard identity, there is a reference somewhere in the standard identity to the lactating animal when you use the word milk. And you don't know, an almond doesn't lactate, they said.
Isn't there milk of magnesium?
Oh, whoa!
Oh.
That's an extra one that I totally never even thought about.
Yeah, or magnesia. Milk of magnesia. Like, that's not even a living thing. It's a friggin' rock.
Right. And
Milk a rock.
Rock milk!
and the milk of human kindness.
That's just disconcerting. Is that like semen?
No. That's
If you're nice enough.
that's a Shakespearean term that was repopularized in Fallout 4 recently. So,
I'm going with this.
Wrong, Mike.
Right. It's rumored that the policy will likely be warmly embraced by the dairy industry, which has cried over spilt milk profits, warning sales and the global oversupply for years.
I hate you. You prepped all of these in advance. That's cheating. Puns have to be spontaneous, you bastard.
I'm just reading the article, man. I didn't make nothing up. But so they're going to be banning how you can use the words soy milk and almond milk. So I mean, we've already said juice and what was the other term that we said? It was almond juice or nut juice.
Not me.
I'm thinking the word squeezins would be better, right?
I want some almond squeezing. Ooh, slurry would be a good word too. Slurry just makes me feel dirty.
I gotta get myself.
I'm feeling dirty right now hearing it.
I want some almond slurry.
I'll take a half calf latte soy slurry, right? Like half calf soy slurry latte.
Oh my god. I'm sure Hydra hates us all right so bad right now.
Factual Fiction says, so they're going after milk, but what about peanut butter? Is the FDA going to make it peanut paste? Or so Milky Way is another option here. Your boy Hickory Smoke, welcome to the stream. For those of you who don't know, that is our boy Wes, who is still regretting not being able to change his name. He says, goddamn Harvey Barrel, you old such and such. Factual Fiction says, you should stop with the word milk entirely. Call it cow slurry. Or cow squeezins. Phantom Hydra says, Tom, you gotta order this now. Margaret or that's you. I'm gonna just let people read that there. Just
it's cool.
Says Harvey. Excellent. But yeah, welcome to the stream standard.
Nut squirts.
Yeah. Cow
This
squirts.
just gets worse.
Soy
And
squirts.
worse.
I think squeezins is still my favorite. Actually.
And it's the most fun to say.
Exactly.
You'll be like gross and creepy in like a really sterile scientific way.
What's that?
Emissions.
Oh.
Nut emissions. I would like some cow emissions.
Exactly. Speaking of emissions, so so Jurassic Park is celebrating its 25th anniversary of the Dino Thriller on Wednesday by paying homage to the world's most memed moment. Goldblum's mathematician character, Ian Malcolm, and his shirt being unbuttoned, looking sultry even after a T-Rex attack. This has been placed in front of this giant statue, which is 9.8 meters, 9.8 feet tall, roughly 3 meters, and weighs about 331 pounds. Has been placed in front of, where'd it go?
A bridge.
Yeah, it was important. It was oh, it's in London Towers Bridge. Eisenhorn says, "Is that a Harvey?" Indeed, it is. Descending Coma says, "Tom, make your damn bed."
I already did! I literally did! No, this is horseshit! I already made that fucking bed just for you! Just for you! Also, you ruined my joke when I was posing like Jeff Goldblum's statue. I hate
You
you.
are beautiful.
It's supposed to be Costa Rica, right? Goldblum explained of his character's reasons for being topless in the movie in an interview with Yahoo in March. So anyway, if you're interested, they've placed this sexy ass statue in front of the London Bridge. So
what we need now is to put Jeff Goldblum laying like that on the leg of Jeff Goldblum.
Oh
wow.
my god.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. That'd be perfect.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's about as perfect as it gets. All right. Our next story is pretty disturbing. So, have you guys heard about the dark coffin?
No.
So recently,
Is it
archaeologists,
juicy?
as you can see, it totally is. After about a little while ago, archaeologists in Egypt found a 2,000-year-old giant black sarcophagus. They just recently opened it, and so far, no curse.
That was a fucking mistake.
Right?
That's how you get cursed.
Well, so far, no curses have been unleashed that they know of. But the team did discover something slightly gruesome inside. The coffin contained 3 skeletons, most likely soldiers, decaying in a dark red, murky sewage-like water. So, yeah, it's pretty nasty. And, of course, the internet couldn't just be cool about the discovery. No, now there's a change.org petition begging for humans to be allowed to drink the red water inside.
If y'all want to die of sepsis, Godspeed, friends.
Darwinism in work.
Right.
Fucking 3,000-year-old sewage. Hell no.
But, yeah.
Hey, some people get superpowers that way.
Right. Exactly.
Or death. I mean, it's like a 0.00001% hero. So like,
Some people get dysentery that way.
Yeah.
well, you shouldn't have been making fun of Terry. He's dangerous.
Exactly. It's either you end up with Spider-Man powers or spider cancer, one of the two. I was looking for.
Tell me more about spider cancer.
I was gonna say spider powers are irritable bowel syndrome.
It's pretty close. All right. But yeah, let me find. I've got a link for this so that everybody can take a look at it. But apparently, I forgot to put that in my copy paste shit here. I want everybody to see the petition because it's pretty up there. Where did it go? There it is.
You know, there's real life altering events happening in your political system right now, but no, we should totally drink sewer water.
Exactly.
That's what we need change.org for. Oh, yeah.
I got you. Link in chat.
Yep. 22,891 people have signed, and since I said that, an additional 10 people have signed.
It wasn't me.
It's like
It actually wasn't. That's dumb as fuck.
no, it's you can watch that number just going way up right now.
Are we doing a disservice by actually advertising it more?
I mean, is it a disservice, or are we going to be able to cover about how someone died from drinking 2,000-year-old murder water?
Or are we going to be able to cover how the world's first mutant happened? Your progenitor.
That's true.
Mr. Barrel. Captain Barrel, sorry.
Did I just get promoted?
Exactly. Yeah, sounds like
I
it.
thought you were already Captain Barrel.
Factual Fiction says drinking sewer water might be a better alternative to our current political system for climate.
Hey.
Another good point taken.
Exactly. But so when this article was originally published, it said it had more than 3,400 people signing it. So since that has happened, that number has gone up by 11 times.
Ugh.
So yeah, there's that, I guess. But yeah,
I can't.
we'll keep updated on this story to find out if someone actually drinks it, because this is the kind of thing that I could see somebody like, blitzing the archaeological site to get like a cup of juice, right?
I feel like this is the pilot episode for like a new Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Right. All right. So here's our first conversation piece of the night. And chat, feel free to weigh in on this. We'll start with Tom tonight. What quote or saying do people spout but is complete BS, in your opinion, of course?
Blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water. Okay.
Partly because the actual it's only half of the original saying, and it's literally the reverse of the original meaning. But I love my blood relatives dearly, but also the entire idea that I should like forever value them more highly because we share genetic material is absolute horseshit.
The blood of the covenant is stronger than the water of
The womb.
the womb. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn straight. But yeah, so many people say blood is thicker than water as like value blood ties over all else, and it's like I said, like I legitimately I have a really good relationship with my whole like immediate blood family. But if I didn't, like, fuck that noise.
Is that is the original meaning saying that the blood of the church is stronger than your family?
I think it means more like the blood of the covenant as a pact you make with someone else.
Okay.
And like blood brothers where you like slash hands and then shake hands, so you smear your
Gotcha.
blood together, I think.
Yeah. So that everybody gets all the diseases.
Yeah. Well, and I think also the covenant of like being in battle together and shedding blood together.
Gotcha.
To hazard a guess.
What was that again, Harvey? We talked right over you.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Whatever.
I mean, that's how we do it. We're gonna talk about.
I already forgot.
Okay.
I'll
good.
shush.
All right, Harvey, what do you think?
Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
Agreed.
Okay.
That is actually an old term meaning that's impossible. To do it on your own, everything on your own is impossible as pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
Hey,
So
look, I'm pulling on my foot. I'm pulling on my foot and I'm not fucking moving. Huh.
Sounds like a quick way to end up sitting on your ass.
Yep.
Right?
I hate that saying so much. Agreed.
So much.
All right.
Actually, I would revise my answer to be yours instead because...
I was going to have yours, but you beat me to it, so...
Well, we can trade. Because
Swapsies.
goddamn bootstraps pisses me off.
All right, mine is, I think it's going to be to each their own, because Hitler was a people.
Yeah.
Like, there's to each their own is totally not a thing because some people just fucking suck, right? Like,
yeah. Like there are times where to each their own applies, and it's like, I like peanut butter. My wife hates peanut butter. To each their own. I don't give a fuck that she hates peanut butter. She's objectively incorrect, but it doesn't fucking matter. And then it's like, should we genocide people? No, you fucking asshole!
So it looks like in the chat, Factual Fictions agrees with the blood of the covenant. Descending Coma says it agrees as well, and we were on the same wavelength when we were talking about spreading diseases with hands. Excellent.
I did a quick Google, and it is the bloodshed and battle together.
Okay.
And the covenant of defending each other to the death in like true life or death situations where it is legitimately kill or be killed on the battlefield.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How did this one get here? This story is supposed to be... This. Hold on, let me check to make sure that I don't have this story in here twice, because this should be in the true crime section. And I bet I do have it twice. Hold on.
So Harvey, what's the future like?
Oh.
I figure I'll...
You want to know what happens? You want to know what doomed us all? Everything? So, if you could just stop all of it, that'd be great. Seriously, like, everything that you people do is like a lot of words and not a lot of actions. And pretty much, everything falls apart. Everything happens all at once, and we got no power over the big scheme of things. So,
Yeah.
pack that bug out bag. Start digging that shelter.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I also recommend living in the mountains.
Yeah.
All right.
Because those are just islands now.
What the hell just happened? What the fuck? Why is it doing this? All right, the slideshow has corrupted. Let me fix it real quick. Stupid Garbo. Oh, and it turns out I had the change.org petition like in the show, just ready to go. I totally forgot. But this next story is what I've been looking forward to.
Okay.
Definitely not one that this guy was looking forward to. So this one I'm titling "The Worst Responder." A driver of a truck that had caught fire in central Russia received help from an unlikely source. The driver who assisted the man whose truck was on fire was driving a vacuum machine. And he emptied the contents of his honey wagon to prompt the cook to put out the blaze.
Poop hose!
Exactly. So the reverse.
Where did this happen?
In Russia.
Okay, I was gonna say, you sure it ain't Canada? Because there's a lot of shitty cars in Canada.
But this is
people care in Canada.
exactly. The Gazelle dropside truck caught fire in the middle of the road in the city of Ivano in central Russia on Friday. The fire, which was reportedly caused by a short circuit, promptly engulfed the entire vehicle. The truck belonged to the roadworks company, and given its contents, looked likely to burn to ashes before a poop truck passed by. The crew of the waste machine came to the rescue and doused the flaming truck with its murky water, swiftly extinguishing the blaze before firefighters arrived on the scene. The pictures from the scene indicate that the saved truck remained half burned and covered in waste, and it's unclear whether the owner of the vehicle was happy with the outcome of the incident or not.
A little column A, a little column B.
Exactly.
It's like desperate times, desperate measures, but damn, those are some desperate measures.
Imagine being the insurance adjuster. The guy who has to come by and be all like, "What happened? Oh God!" Right?
Would you like to make a statement?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And in this picture here, you can see the man with the shit truck and his terrifying nightmare hose.
Oh God, you can see the water's brown even there.
Yeah, it's the worst. Excremisher.
I couldn't figure out how to say it, so I thought I'd just write it.
Exactly.
Excreminguisher.
Exactly. Factual Fictions asks if we can get a hard apocalypse date.
Unfortunately, most of the records have been destroyed.
Excellent.
I don't even know what year it is. They ask me, "Hey, what year is it?" I tell them it's fuck.
Sounds about right.
It's fuck o'clock and
In the year of
Douchebag
fuck,
year.
fuck.
oh crap, we can't say that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck shit, fuck ass.
Yep.
Oh, fucking
Yep.
crap and Christ.
We just no words that directly insult people based on race, gender, that type of stuff. We're all good.
Right.
Yep.
No,
Speaking of crap and Christ, I bet that's what the guy with the brown hose thought he was.
Right, exactly.
I'm a
Go,
savior,
Crappy
guys.
Rangers.
That's the worst Power Ranger. The absolute worst.
The brown ranger.
The brown ranger.
He'd have a brontosaurus.
Exactly.
Big
Brontosaurus.
brontosaurus.
All right, our next story is from Austin, Texas. So, tortilla chips are often the instrument with which which Texans deliver hot foods to their mouths, like queso, salsa, or fajitas. But last week, the Austin Fire Department found some tortilla chips that were hot enough on their own. So this photo here is from the Facebook of a fire that happened in a tortilla chip factory in East Austin last week, and it turns out that the fire was caused by the spontaneous combustion of tortilla chips.
Are you sure they weren't flaming hot Doritos?
But you know, I wanted them to be so bad, right? But it says that the factory was trying out a new blend of chips that didn't work out so well, and that the fire.
It's a new nitroglycerin flavor.
Exactly. The fire was contained to the exterior of the building and ignited several other boxes of food waste. 3 days later, every additional box of the same tortilla chips also spontaneously ignited.
Oh my god. Did they not learn to not store them out in the sun? Christ.
Pragmatic Socket says, no, the tortilla chips would never, ever, ever hurt us. Factual Fiction
See,
says,
this is
mutant
what I'm
American.
talking about. Is one of those many things that need to be stopped in your present.
Exactly.
This is how the apocalypse
Y'all remember
starts.
the Great Tortilla Fire of 20XX?
Exactly. There was no damage in either of the fires. But yeah, no, it sounds like this is a shitty type of chip. Apparently there's a dog emergency. Hold on. Jasper, buddy. They can't hurt you. They can't hurt you. Something outside exists, and it's against the rules. So. All right, we get everything back up here. I think my sound is back on. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So, our next point of conversation here. Factual Fiction says no injuries. What about the poor chips? Yeah, I suppose.
Thank you.
Thousands of chips were lost in this terrible, spontaneous chip fire. So, Harvey, do you have a fire story?
You chose this on purpose, didn't you?
Maybe.
All right, so maybe like 3 or 4 months back, I'm hanging out with some friends, and then one of my friends says, "Hey, our neighbor's house is on fire." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And lo and behold, the back patio porch was just like 6-foot flames in the sky. No exaggeration. This was scary shit.
Jesus.
My buddy, who is a forest firefighter, grabs an axe and sprints around the block. My heavy ass can't do any sprinting, so I hopped a couple fences to get over there. Because it was kitty corner, so I had to go over the left fence and over the north fence.
Yeah.
And I run back there, and it's like the ground isn't on fire, the walls are on fire, just this roof awning. So I'm underneath the blaze.
No, the roof was
over
not
my
on
head.
fire. No,
And
no.
I'm looking around, and there's no hose. I can't even find a nozzle. But look, a stack of delicious, purified water bottles.
Okay.
I just start grabbing handfuls and just crushing them in my hand, making the water spout out the top, and just boosh, boosh, grab 2 bottles. Boosh, boosh, grab 2 bottles. And yeah, I put out the fire before the firemen, a volunteer brigade.
Yeah.
Right.
The smoke jumpers, they came and like put out the fire. Or, well, I mean, they at least took care of the smoke. I already took care of the fire. But the bad thing was, there apparently was some broken glass that had burst because of the heat, had fallen into these containers of bottled water. So I ended up slashing my hand so much, I had to get a new one. That last part's kind of an exaggeration.
You said the words roof awning on fire, and I immediately thought the entire thing was bullshit, and it was just leading to the song.
But no, there was a real fire
I hate
story
you.
there.
No, that's super cool.
So that was real. That really happened.
A trainee, welcome to the stream. That, I believe what you were referring to, is Harvey.
Hi.
All right, Tom, do you have a fire story?
I actually don't. I have like no fun stories involving fire.
Oh. Well,
Yep.
lame.
Have you ever
Sorry.
lit a match?
I mean, yeah, but like,
Tell us about that.
I lit a fucking match and then it burned for a bit, and then maybe I lit some candles and blew them suckers out. I don't know.
Whoa, you blow candles? I'm not gonna kink shame or anything.
Right. So, well, I think my fire story was there was a time where I spent probably 8 hours in a field. Right, I was really young, and my friends were stupid, and they started a fire in a giant open grass field. Right.
Oh dear.
And because like I was panicking, right? They all left, and I'm like, because they thought they'd put it out, and I'm all like, but fire doesn't work like that. You can't just assume that it's out without any water or anything like that. And there was like no water to be found. I didn't want to be the last guy running away from the fire, so I spent 8 hours watching this fire, and it started again 4 times.
Damn.
And so like my shoes were absolutely ruined, right? Like I spent all this time like smashing what I thought might be coals and all sorts of stuff and digging up a bunch of stuff. But yeah, fire is terrifying, and don't let it get you. But
Yeah.
Fire good. Fire your friend.
Good dude.
all right. So does this new media speak to you guys?
I mean, you don't advertise in your armpits?
Hold on just a second. The Phantom Hider says, my friend accidentally lit a plastic chair on fire with a liquid hexane, and then Mazak grabbed my glass to put it out. It was the only glass of water amidst the glasses of alcohol. Lucky choice. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
That was a roulette game.
thinking about it, that reminds me of another fire story that's way more interesting than the one that I just told. So when I was 15, I was at a buddy's house. He had a wood stove, one of those like big wood like fire stoves in the middle of the house, and we're all sitting around. This was during the time when smoking weed was real cool. So we were sitting there high as fuck on the couch, and one of them comes in from the garage with a PBR can that had the top cut off and some sort of liquid in it. He walks over to the wood stove and opens it up, reels his arm back, and then hurls the liquid into the wood stove, right? So the next thing I see is this horizontal column of flame, like 15 feet long, just come blow out of the fucking wood stove, engulfing my friend completely in fire. And it burned the shit out of the back wall on the other side of the wood stove. But the backdraft then hits and goes and completely just sucks all of the air out of the room, right? And he's sitting there with no hairs left on his body. Like his hair on his head is a little bit there, but he's got no eyebrows, like all of his arm hair completely gone, still in the exact position where he had thrown the liquid into the fire because he had completely froze. But other than that, no actual damage to him.
Was it moonshine?
Holy shit.
It was just straight gasoline.
Oh
Or
my
something
god.
like that. He just grabbed one of the chemicals out of the garage, and they had said, I'm going to throw this in the wood stove because they're stupid. The Phantom Hydra says, in response to Tom's question, at Dylan's family's vacation house 3 years ago, ended up throwing the whole damn thing in the lake. Peter had brought a lot of chemicals to play with.
Oh, but we don't talk about that.
Right?
That man could get in trouble. Actually, I thought of a good fire story.
Excellent.
A decent one at least.
All right.
So when I was roughly a decade and a half, no, approaching a decade and a half ago, when I was still in high school. Yeah, I know.
Me too.
Welcome to the 30-something podcast.
I'm still in my 20s for another month. Okay, like 3 weeks. Fuck.
Exactly.
But when I was in high school, my chemistry teacher set up a thing where you react water and zinc, and you get zinc oxide and hydrogen gas, and then pulled off, essentially siphoned off the hydrogen into a 2-liter pop bottle with the bottom cut off, and then the top with one of those stoppers with the glass tube in it, and lit the top of it like a wick, and then just went back to teaching class.
Huh.
And this was my first class of the day, and the teacher knew exactly what they were doing. They did this every year, and so because the mixture inside the bottle is it started off as almost entirely hydrogen,
Right.
and then as it burned and sucked some of the hydrogen out, you get air in through the bottom until it reached close enough to the stoichiometric, I don't know, whatever the fuck the word is,
Right.
for like the right ratio of hydrogen to oxygen that it could deflagrate. And so it's like literally 20 minutes later, half the class is half asleep because it's an early morning chemistry lecture, and just BOOF! As a fucking like literal hydrogen bomb goes off in our classroom.
Wow.
It was so great.
Does that happen every time? Does it blow up every time? Is that
Yeah.
Okay, that's by design.
Yeah, it's very much controlled, and it's like it's a deflagration that would probably hurt if you were in the fire, but other than that, it's totally harmless.
That instructor kicks ass.
Yep, he was my very favorite teacher.
All right. So over the past several years, the underground pedestrian walkway that connects Tokyo's Shinjuku station has become one of the most coveted advertising spots in Japan, with thousands of people walking by and seeing creative promotions such as every Yu-Gi-Oh card ever made, giant gift-giving cats, and eye-catching exhibitions of anime eyes. But Japan's Wakino Ad Company thinks that they have an even better place to put an ad, and it's right there in the company's name. Waki is the Japanese word for armpit. And sure enough, Wakino Ad Company is all about getting your product or service promoted by a young lady's armpits.
What is wrong with Japan? They're so weird sometimes. I love Planet J. I want to go someday. But there's some cultural phenomena that boggles my mind.
I feel like part of it is that Japanese lends itself so well to puns.
Right.
That's true, with the double meaning of words.
Yeah, well, and they have a lot fewer because it's a syllable based. They have I think there's 50-ish possible syllables, and in English it's like a couple hundred.
Right. Factual Fiction says, isn't the word no right there at the end of that? Right. The company has just started operations, so armpit advertising remains on the untested frontier of the Japanese business strategy, with yet an unknown and thus possibly limitless potential. To help visualize the possibilities, Wakino Ad Company has released concept stills showing how this strategy could be applied to detective agencies. So, like this one right here is a detective agency ad. They also released some for acting schools and job hunting websites.
I got a good business. I know what business would love this method of advertising.
Deodorant?
An armpit porn fetish site.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
I wasn't going with something crazy. It actually just perfectly makes sense. It's weird as fuck, but
right.
Hey, don't kink shame.
Yeah,
right.
I don't care.
Well, and the least, in case people do think that this is a weird joke, Wakino Ad Company has landed its first paying customer, which is a beauty treatment and dermatology chain, Sesshin Bio Clinic, which, appropriately enough, is using the armpit advertising to spread the word about its painless underarm hair removal procedure.
Yeah!
Which, seems absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah, weird as fuck, but whatever.
Exactly. The concept is reminiscent of one from Absolute Territory PR, which sells advertising space on women's thighs. And Joaquino Ad Company focuses on a less traditionally salacious thought of body part that and wanted to try to make a better choice for companies who want to maintain a wholesome image while still dabbling in anatomy-based marketing. I mean, what happens when some creepy person walks up to you and asks to see your armpits, and then they just sit there and stare at your armpits? Well, I mean,
maybe they got nearsightedness or something.
right.
I need to read your sign.
Real close.
And for those of you who are looking to get a foot or an armpit into the door of professional modeling world, Joaquino is currently recruiting models through its website. So if you think you could be an armpit ad space vendor, you could just... What the hell was that?
I was stretching and flashing my armpits and then Moni
You made us eat something. You're like a plushie I can just hog and hold. I want my little tom-tom.
All right. Let's take one guess each. Harvey, what do you think's in this bottle?
The blood of the innocent.
Semen.
All right. There's the guesses. So this is Song Sul, or what is actually referred to, is translated as feces wine.
Oh, it was so
I'm
much
in
worse than I
prison.
could have possibly imagined.
Exactly. It's a Korean drink made by pouring soju, distilled grain alcohol, into a pit filled with chicken, dog, or human feces, and then leaving the mixture in the pit for 3 to 4 months until it ferments. Then it is extracted from the pit and drank straight, with the belief that it can cure illnesses and help in the aid of bone fractures.
I bet it's really good for people that need new floricultures in their stomach.
I feel like the grain alcohol would kill it all, though.
Right.
Well, how much? How much grain alcohol to how much shit we talking
Right,
about?
exactly. What's the ratio here?
There's no good answer here.
A trainer says they canceled Fear Factor because they were having women drink buckets of donkey semen.
What the fuck?
Thank
Phantom
you
Hydra
for that
says...
piece of trivia.
Exactly. Phantom Hydra says, can people stop being so damn creative sometimes? And Factual Fiction say that they would take a bottle of nitrate over this. Pragmatic Socket says, I'd rather put maggots in my open wounds. That's less disgusting. Right?
What's nitrate?
But that's healthy for you.
Night Train is a very, very low quality alcohol. Is the best I can say.
That's fair.
I'm giving it a compliment there. This sounds like the stuff of urban legends, but Song Sul is indeed a real beverage that, while by no means popular, can still be found if you know where to look.
The black market.
Not really black. It's not illegal at all.
Ugh.
It's just
Should
not
be.
popular. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. So the bottles run about $65 US, which is 70,000 won. That apparently there's also white Song Sul as opposed to brown Song Sul.
Brown Song Sul.
Yeah. Apparently there are also added medicinal herbs to the mixture, which turns
of
it.
course.
Yeah, it makes it turn the brown color. Where is it? So the article here states Factual Fiction. Sorry, just a second. Factual Fiction says that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said about Night Train, right? So the guy here who's talking about this in the article was talking to the guy that he bought it from, and the guy says that he bakes his own child's feces at 250 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Otherwise, the stench is horrible. And if you do it at home, it stinks up your whole house, and the neighbors will be upset.
Can I follow on the night train?
Yeah.
I I googled night train wine, and the first result was, I can't believe it's not paint thinner.
Yeah, that's about it, right? All right, so for our next story, we'll actually do something a little bit more happy, because we've had some
Thank
pretty
God.
less happy stories. So look at this goat. It looks so goddamn happy. And I'm about to change your guys' career ideals, because a small farm in North Carolina is now in need of people to cuddle with their baby goats.
Do you know how delicious the meat will be when
I'm
it's actually raised with love and care?
I
Right?
hate you. I'm abandoning my doctorate. I'm gonna go pet some fucking goats.
Right, exactly. The Huck's
Fuck this
family
noise.
farm is a unique business model that raises goats with a therapeutic method with goat meditation and goat yoga.
I don't even care how silly goat yoga sounds. I wanna go pet some goats.
Right, exactly.
So cute. It's so cute.
Most farm-raised goats are separated from their mothers at birth and raised to be used for milk or meat, but the kids at Huck's are nurtured alongside their mothers, with socialized with humans, creating a truly intimate bond. The farm continues to grow. They're ever in need of more people to spend time interacting with and cuddling the farm's baby goats, forming positive relationships with humans and creating a bond that lasts for a lifetime. So, that's quite a job. And all you gotta do is move to the hellscape that is Carolina.
I don't care. Baby goats.
Harvey, I know where you're from. It's pretty rough,
Delicious goats.
but at least it's not Carolina. All right.
I want to pet some goats.
Phantom Hydra says, I appreciate this wholesome follow-up to the last segment, and I need this job now. Yeah.
Yo.
All right. Tom, what's the worst smelling place you've ever been?
Oh man. I'm not gonna lie. Probably one of the porta-johns up towards the front. So for anyone who doesn't play Afterworlds, one of the porta-johns up by the main hub of game activity, after 2 days of 100 people shitting in them, is one of the circles of hell.
It's so weird too, because I figured eventually someone would just get scared off of continuing to use it, but people don't.
When you gotta poop.
But there's
You gotta go. You gotta go.
4 other ones that are way better.
Oh,
right?
That's true.
Yeah, but can you reach it in time?
I have gone on spiritual poop quests trying to find the least horrific porta-john on site on Sunday morning.
All right. Harvey, worst smelling place you've ever been?
The city dump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the big mound, the mountain where they keep storing garbage.
Mhm.
Like my family, we don't actually have we never had a garbage service, so we just had a dozen cans on the side of our house that we would every so often just they're full, load them up in our van,
Right.
drive to fucking Garbage Mountain and
Right.
unload it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And
We're-
good God, man, it's hard to breathe. It's
Oh yeah.
it's thick. It's like a thick, pungent miasma.
Yeah. For a slightly less less localized area, yeah, city dumps are horrific.
I do
So,
not envy the guy
I'm
who
there
has to
with you
drive
on
the...
the.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm right there with you with the porta-johns on a hot day.
Oh
when
my
it comes to
God.
The mixture, the sweat, and the heat and the humidity.
And it's
you're
just-
hotboxing yourself in a shitter.
It's been baking. It's been
Torture.
baking like a shitty lasagna for days.
Like the worst lasagna. Yeah. But Factual Fiction says a flurry... Factual Fiction says a fish slurry offshoot in the middle of 3 weeks of 100-degree days. Yeah, that sounds absolutely
Wait.
awful.
Wait, is that fish milk?
Fish milk.
Hey, that's a real milk then, right?
Right.
It's from an animal.
Exactly.
I'm googling fish milk and I'm scared.
Oh, wow.
Don't do it.
That's definitely going to be
Don't do
dangerous.
it.
Oh, actually, I got a fish milk story.
All right, give me just a second. So,
Okay.
the worst smelling place I've ever been is a small
Yes, sir.
town called Toledo, Oregon. And it's because the only thing in Toledo, Oregon, is a paper mill and the people who work in the paper mill. And no, it doesn't get better when you're there. You just all are so fucking downtrodden. You can't notice that your town smells the worst of anything in the whole world.
There's also Millersburg. It used to have a watch hang factory and a paper mill. And when I was a child, they called it the fart factory.
Exactly. Because you're not
made
making
brown
paper
clouds.
there. Yeah. You are definitely not making paper there. All right.
Wrong kind of paper.
Exactly. So what's your fish milk story? I'm kind of interested.
We should maybe save it for a fireside of like, what's the most shameful thing you've ever eaten?
All right, we'll go for it.
Yeah, we'll do it another day.
All right.
It's disgusting.
Okay, so this next story, if you've ever worked in a corporate environment, will definitely, you'll have a different opinion of what's going on. But so tech workers dreaming of dining in workplace cafeterias in San Francisco are going to be facing a harsh reality of having to go outside. In San Francisco, city legislators on Tuesday, which is today, I didn't see if this actually happened, are announcing legislation banning on-site workplace cafeterias.
Huh.
What?
So if you work at a big tech firm, like say you're working at one of Google's offices, or like the Twitter office, they have big cafeterias inside of them, right?
Yeah, they try and get their employees to basically live on their campus.
Yeah, they're going to ban that so that the employees must go outside to find food.
To force them to spend money outside of the company?
Right.
I would even I don't know. I don't know what the actual effects will be, but I think it could also possibly be instead of essentially forcing employees to go elsewhere, it would be leveling the playing field for people who do want to go elsewhere and who don't want to just I mean, sometimes if I don't feel like taking a lunch break and I just want to get home earlier in the day, right, I'll go down to the we have a cafeteria in the building where I work, and I'll go down, grab food, and eat it at my desk, and just shovel food in my mouth while I work so I can get home half an hour earlier.
Right.
But it's probably healthier if I actually take a fucking lunch break and go live my life for half an hour instead of slave chaining myself to my desk all day.
Factual Fiction says they've only announced the legislation today. There isn't a follow-up yet. But yeah, excellent.
Okay.
But isn't there I don't know, the whole thing about choice?
Right.
Choosing to stay in and choosing to even spend elsewhere?
So I would I again I don't know that this is happening, but I would say my devil's advocate against that would be that if your managers are leaning on you of oh, why'd you go out for lunch for an hour today? Huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a real good use of company time. Yeah.
Mm.
I could see it being a problem in the other direction, that this would protect workers. So, but I don't know.
No,
I could be totally off basis, but yeah.
Right, but here's one of the things I've eaten at a big tech building's cafeteria while working in San Francisco myself.
Yeah.
So the price difference between eating at the cafeteria at one of these buildings and anywhere in 30 miles of the building is almost half, right? So if you go down and spend, and this is $11 on, a sandwich and a soup at the cafeteria in here, to get the same type of thing, you're paying $22 anywhere else.
I gotcha.
Because it's San Francisco, and you get the tax of,
Oh, it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Where else you gonna eat? By the time you get out of the city, you will starve.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that being the actual source of it then.
It's supposed to adjust zoning laws to ban workplace cafeterias moving forward, but it's also possible that it won't be retroactive, so some companies may get to keep them. The measure was inspired by tech companies like Twitter and Airbnb, which are widely known to have access to dining in their own buildings, depriving nearby restaurants of the dollars usually spent by nearby workers.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
yeah, we got a lot of opinions on that one. I'm happy with that story.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting discussion.
So here is a police story here. So when you think of police going undercover, traffic cops aren't the first officers that come to mind. But this week, in a suburb outside of Detroit, Michigan, state troopers are posing as panhandlers to catch unsafe drivers in the act. So
Isn't that entrapment?
not if their sign says,
No.
I am not homeless. I am police looking for seatbelt safety issues. They're literally holding signs that prevent them from being entrapment.
Oh, you're cut out.
Oh,
What?
they're literally holding signs that prevent them from being considered as entrapment.
My
That's so
understanding is that
shame.
my understanding though is that entrapment is when basically like police get people to break the law so they can arrest them for it.
Ah, okay, so they're looking for people who aren't wearing seatbelts.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be entrapment because if somebody's already breaking the law and they're basically using that to blend in so people don't go, oh fuck, it's a cop, buckle.
Yeah,
Like,
but they'll also
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, it feels like it's like, oh, this person, you if you at a glance
Yeah.
think someone's homeless and you want to lean out to like hand them a couple bucks, you're unbuckle yourself.
that's true, yeah.
That's a good point. I never even thought
Yeah,
of that.
me neither. That's total horseshit if they bust somebody for that.
Right. But it looks like what they're working on right now is getting people for running red lights, texting while driving, and other things like that. Since they ran this last year, they were able to issue over 50 citations in just 3 hours doing this. So, Factual Fiction says the action of tricking someone into committing a crime in order to secure their prosecution.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they were busting people when they tried to hand money to panhandlers, then yes, that would be garbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Factual Fiction says yeah, if what Harvey said happens, that would be entrapment. Correct.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I misunderstood.
So yeah, wear your seatbelt is the point of this story, because that homeless guy gonna arrest you.
And they keep you from dying if you do something dumb.
All right, so this is a trigger warning for everyone in the chat and in the panel here. I'm about to talk about a very dumb person.
Is that McCarthy?
This is Jenny McCarthy.
Preparing to
God.
scream in 5, 4.
So she had a bit of a supernatural encounter this week, sort of. She was checking herself in the mirror when she believed in a room that she believed to be otherwise unoccupied when she heard a little like song play. Noting that there was nobody nearby sitting at the piano, the renowned science moron proceeded to freak out, calling for her husband to let him know what was going on. Thankfully, she had a Nest Cam set up in the room, from which she promptly pulled the footage to post online as proof that her house is haunted. A majority of Facebook commenters seem to agree with McCarthy's assessment, and that the spirit of a dead person, Wex123, welcome to the show. The spirit of a dead person was possessing her piano, with at least one claiming to have actually seen a ghost in the video. Another suggests that she should hire a medium, and here is the big deal. Bubba Fett, welcome to the show. And how's it going, Gemini? Here is that clip. So this is Jenny McCarthy and her ghost. We're going to play it here for everybody. The sound may not be all that high. I'm going to crank it a little bit on voice meter here. Here it comes.
Johnny?
That's the sound that she
Johnny?
heard. And she starts freaking out,
Someone
right?
just played the piano. Someone just played the piano. I don't know. Donald.
So she freaked out all over the internet about this, right?
That was pretty solidly some piano notes, but like, I don't know, small animal she didn't see.
or staged,
Yeah, that too.
that she's no longer relevant.
So,
I'm
those of
sad
you-
we had the video because I was gonna make a joke about. I bet the notes were do 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 do.
for those of you who don't know, that sound. I mean, is anybody in the chat know what that sound is? It's a rather recognizable sound if you think about it. If you possess that specific technology. Gemini's Realm says, "What's up with Harvey?" Harvey is from the nuclear future.
Hi.
Wex says that he knows what that sound is. Bubba Fett 8 says, "Say my name 5 times fast." Bubba Fett 8, Bubba Fett 8, Bubba Fett 8, Bubba Fett 8, Bubba Fett 8. Was that 5? I think so. Oh, there we go. 100 bits. Do, 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 do. Thank you very much for those 100 bits. Zod888, thank you for the or welcome to the show. And Gemini, thank you very much for those 100 bits. The sound is a Google Home rebooting. That is
Oh my god.
that is specifically the Google Home rebooting sound.
Oh my god.
And so she has a Google Home and somehow has never had it reboot around her.
Oh my god.
So immediately it's a ghost, right?
Oh my god.
All right, number one, when dealing with anything that could be supernatural, exhaust all logical outcomes.
Oh my god.
But the
I
ghost
just died inside a lot.
exactly. It's the ghost of vaccines.
I was gonna say it's the ghost of the vaccinated children or horseshit is killed.
Exactly.
That's really dark. Though.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Along this line, and chat, feel free to weigh on in. If you were a ghost, where would you haunt? Now, this question assumes ghosts exist, so just roll with it. It's a funner way to talk about it, because we could all just say ghosts don't exist, lol, and then move on. But Gemini
I'm
says,
a believer.
Gemini says, for your information, Wex is with me. He's awesome. Well, thank you very much for bringing another awesome person.
Yeah.
Because you yourself, Gemini, are very awesome as well. All right, so let's do Harvey. If you're a ghost, where would you haunt?
The world. I just roam around willy-nilly, haunting those that just pretty much pissed me off.
Udo SP, thank you for following. I'm wondering that it's very possible that there's actually just somebody called Udo SP that it happens to be watching us, and thank you for joining us if that's the case. But if it's somebody fucking around with my name, thank you for joining us. And just Factual Fiction says, honestly, I would love to haunt the White House just to see what actually happens in that damn building. It's not a bad point.
Not bad.
All right, Tom, if you were a ghost, what would you haunt?
Definitely ripping some inspiration from Factual Fictions. The Edwards Air Force Base. Also known as for anybody who doesn't know, because I had to Google it, the home of Area 51.
Excellent.
For similarly, it'd be cool to just see what is going on there. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's like a giant alien cover-up, but I'm sure there's some cool shit there.
Wex says, I would haunt Harvey's bathroom. And then Atreides says, I would haunt your Skeptalk. Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. Oh man,
That would be
Definitely don't want to go in there.
if we had a
Not
ghost,
when I.
if we had a ghost on the show, holy shit, we'd be super famous instantly. My dog is having an emergency. I don't know. Jasper, what are you doing?
Yummy Jasper.
What's really funny is he's just sitting in the middle of the room. He's not really looking at anything. He's just randomly barking. It's pretty neat. So we're getting haunted, I guess. It's okay, bud.
Bork!
You get
Bork!
him? Did you get him? Good boy.
I killed all the ghosts.
Good. Pragmatic Socket says, good point. Haunting Skinwalker Ranch would be interesting too. I would haunt Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's fucking amazing.
Yep.
Science me, bitch.
Because immediately
I'm
he's just
real,
all like,
motherfucker.
yeah, if he was just all like, holy shit, ghosts are real, because I was really like haunting the shit out of him, he would be sitting there going, he'd flip 180 from what he does on Twitter right now, basically, and everyone would be like, oh, he's fucking lost it. Bully94, welcome to the show.
So good.
Bully94 says, Hollywood, I would make cameos constantly. That's true. You could make a lot of money as the world's only ghost actor. Zod says,
Gotta
Jasper
beat
needs
Patrick
streets.
Swayze. Oh, too soon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here's an interesting story. You may have heard about Japan's demographic crisis, but with the country facing another lesser-known crisis, Japan does not have enough ninjas.
That's not true. You just can't see that.
Exactly. Sally Herships, who has visited Iga on behalf of NPR's show Planet Money podcast, a small city in Japan, Iga, claimed to be the birthplace of the ninja. Each year, the city swells to about 100,000, or the city of about 100,000 swells to about 30,000, by 30,000 tourists who come to experience the annual Ninja Festival. Which now that I know that exists, I have another goal in life.
Another reason to go to Japan.
Right, exactly. As if I needed another reason, right? That's. I need to see their those. I need to see those armpit things. Iga, however, is suffering from depopulation. It's facing a shortage of those two key things you need to keep an economy humming: stuff to sell and people to buy the stuff. Iga is also
No one's hiring ninjas these days.
exactly. They're losing young people who don't want to live in the countryside. And to revive the local economy, the mayor of Iga, Sake Okamoto, is promoting the city's ninja heritage with the aim of drawing more tourists. They have now allowed women to dress as ninjas, and are now dressing ninjas and allowing them to throw shuriken during the festival of Iga, which was traditionally all males that were allowed to do it, right? Right now in Iga, they're working very hard to promote the ninja tourism to get most economic growth that they can, but they are running out of people to be ninjas for the ninja festival.
Didn't they have a Ninja Warrior show? I mean, isn't that like the perfect recruitment video?
Also, like, you could probably get people to pay you to let them be ninjas.
Yes, that's very true. That's like, the way to get me there.
Yeah, like, I'd pay money to go be in a ninja festival. That'd be awesome.
They just put on like a 3-week training festival where you just learn how to be a ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Gemini's Realm
No, it'd
says...
be like a Ren fair, except it's a ninja fair.
Exactly. It's like the best version.
Instead of archery and, throwing axes, it's kunai and shuriken.
Hell yeah.
Well, and archery.
Gemini's Realm with the gift of the Tier 1 sub to WexWex123. Thank you very much for gifting that. WexWex, welcome to the Supreme Illuminati Circle. Enjoy the use of your coveted Skeptok eye.
Hell yeah.
Skeptok says, what do you think about ninjas are vegetarians, meaning that they do not eat animals until they have put them into a vegetative state with their fists? Oh, well, that's part of my understanding of ninjas now. That's it. Thank you for educating me.
Holy shit.
All of my ninja education came from I Am Ninja.
Excellent.
Did you guys ever read Dr. McNinja?
Oh, hell
yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
hell
I love Dr. McNinja.
The most like memorable part of that was the time that Dracula was on the moon. I was just all like, yes, this is the comic for me for the rest of my life.
I think I was sold a Yoshi.
Along that line, have you guys read Axe Cop?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Axe Cop's amazing.
Okay,
Did you
I
get to watch
recommend.
the cartoon they made?
I did. It was fantastic.
Ron Swanson, perfect voice actor.
Right. All right, so we're gonna move from normal stories to some true crime stories. This is where the world starts to get a little bit worse. All right.
Oh, we didn't have the sound.
Oh yeah, because I kept it just kept playing for the rest of the episode.
I'll sing it. Bum 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 bum.
Doom doom.
Perfect.
You guys should start a band.
We're almost there already.
I sing
So
baritone.
this will be the fourth story we've covered about a man having sex with horses. So Daniel Raymond Webb Jackson, 31, was jailed for 10 months and fined 395 pounds after he was caught when the CCTV that the trainer installed in her in his stables caught him on camera. Webb Jackson from New South Wales, Australia, pleaded not guilty and tried to justify his act to the court by claiming that the filly had smelt him and winked at him. Right?
Oh god. Wait.
No, dude, she came on to me.
Exactly.
I got distracted by chat. But did you just say he said the horse was flirting with him?
Yes. That is specifically the argument that he used to try to avoid any sort of criminal wrongdoing.
Oh my god.
There's a single fly in my house, and it has decided that this is the place to be. Gemini's Realm is very proud of you for having your bed done.
I unmade my fucking bed in response to that. This is done. It's done. I will not be bed shamed.
All right.
What if my kink is having an unmade bed, huh?
Yeah, I mean, no kink shames.
I mean, it's not. His bed isn't even there. It's actually all green screen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
If it were green screen, I could have reached back and ripped the blanket aside.
Or I'm just really
You got a
advanced
great
with my
special
OBS
effects guy.
capabilities.
Are you a wizard?
I am a
You're
wizard.
a wizard. You're a wizard, Udo.
You know what? We're gonna do that. I'm gonna get you a green screen, and I'm gonna set it up. We'll take a picture of your bed, made and not made, and I will find a way to make it so that people can pay a Loomies to make or unmake your bed.
Hey, if people pay a Lubies, I'll make that bed for them. Fuck it.
Right, exactly. All right, so after the stable owner suspected that a break-in during the evening in question, the police discovered Webb Jackson hiding in the stable, and he was arrested following a brief brawl. The trainer for the horse, who had been preparing it to race, said that the animal was no longer the same after a traumatizing experience. He explained that the horse. I don't know if we need to go into horse trauma here. I think we got the most of it. They said that the horse winked and smelled him, so therefore it was okay to go. I think that covers enough of the horse fucker story. Oh, all right. It just auto started. So here is that car chase I was saying. Oh, make your bed, damn it! 100 bits for making your bed.
I have to go make my bed.
You do. You have to go make your bed right now.
I'll go make it all sexy like.
Yeah, you gotta do it in your sexiest voice.
I'm
Describe how you make your bed.
exactly. I'm down for this. I don't know if he can hear us anymore if he has the headset off.
Slowly, he uncurls his drapery that would be his blanket over his sultry mattress.
Nimbly, he avoids you making hospital corners. I wonder if his wife is mad or happy about his constant bed making and unmaking. Factual fiction needs an adult. All right, so this is a low speed. Evil Ceramic Cow says, "Hi Harvey, welcome to the show, Evil Ceramic Cow." This is the low speed tractor chase I was telling you guys about.
Oh my god!
Look at how many cops they brought for this tractor chase. This is through the downtown streets of Colorado, I believe it was.
Your tax dollars at work.
Yeah. They're just more and more cops still coming for this one tractor.
What just happened?
That tractor's still going. He's got business. Do you think it's because they're terrified that if they got in front of him, they'd just tractor right through them?
Absolutely.
Everybody's cheering for Tractor Guy.
High speed chase in Denver.
I think I counted no less than 12 cop cars.
Right, exactly.
Must be a really slow night.
Exactly. So, here's the biggest thing about that. 2 officers were hospitalized after this after a crash occurred from this, right?
Oh my God.
Right. Details on their injuries were not revealed, but they were expected to make full recoveries. The male suspect suffered multiple dog bites while resisting arrest and was taken into a hospital, where he was also expected to recover. The suspect was not identified, and no charges were filed as of Friday, which is very strange. I figured that there's a few charges that could be there. I guess he technically didn't speed. I don't think they can get him for, like, speeding, right?
Resisting arrest?
Yeah, definitely. He couldn't hear them over his music. You guys don't know it, but he was playing death metal.
Oh, well, yeah, because you're listening to "Fuck the Police."
Yeah,
fuck the police.
Exactly.
Why were they chasing him in the first place?
The pursuit began in City Park area, where Denver Zoo is located, and developed into a slow 30-minute chase, eventually leading to a city's lower downtown neighborhood, near Coors Field Baseball Stadium. Of course it did.
Coors Field, Jesus Christ.
The authorities said that the tractor hit multiple vehicles and some buildings were damaged. The police decided to stop the tractor by striking it head-on to end the chase before any pedestrians got hurt.
I bet those are the 2 cops that got hurt.
Yeah, I bet, right?
Yeah.
We're going for it.
Why not spike strips? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
actually, maybe
I
its tires are too thick for spike strips.
Yeah,
Budget
maybe.
cuts.
Because those treads are like a few inches deep.
Budget. Exactly. As soon as the collision happened, the officer that was in the driver's side was out that door and out with his taser instantly. Witnesses told said, I feel like it was just adrenaline, like they were just getting this guy, and then let's see. They still don't say how this started.
I love it. It's so stupid and I love it.
Wexbeck says, I love where you're going with this tractor story. It's nice that Tom made his bed, but what kind of bed does Harvey have? Yeah, what kind of bed does Harvey have? What type of bed do you sleep on in the nuclear future?
Bad.
Exactly. That's a thing that they just don't have in the nuclear future.
Well, I mean, maybe if you got skin or something, but I mean, I'm pretty compact. I just kind of power down in the corner.
Exactly.
Ever since those cybernetic leg upgrades, yeah, I don't even need to shit anymore.
You and me both, brother. I'm getting them soon.
Gemini's asking for where the foot trolls are. I don't know. They come by every once in a while. They came by again, and I totally showed them. Tom did too.
Oh God, that's right. I had put the last time I cam hoard myself out behind me.
Right. All right. So this is that story that I had to move from the beginning because apparently I forgot to move it to the true crime section. But 2 prisoners have escaped from a jail in Mexico's northern Sinaloa state by disguising themselves as prison guards. This is totally like when I go through the rest of this. This is a script for a comedy movie. I swear.
No, not the show Prison Break.
Exactly. The 2 walked out of the prison's main gate wearing uniforms. They were escorted by other guards they believed were in their pay, who also drove the getaway cars. So not only did they get costumes, but they got escorted and drove away in police vehicles, right?
My god.
Officials say that Carlos Salmon and Julian Grimaldi were considered highly dangerous inmates and had been held in special cells to prevent them from escaping. They originally had been held in federal prisons, which have higher levels of security, but were returned to Aguardo prison in Culiacán. Yeah, I'm fucking slaughtering these words. I apologize to anybody who can actually pronounce these. After
I was gonna say anybody with ears.
yeah, exactly. They have successfully appealed against the order to hold them in federal penitentiaries. But this is they have a history of dramatic prison escapes. Grimaldi was arrested in February and is accused of being a financial operator for the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico. So this is kind of like the opposite of that French story we covered the other day, where they like had helicopters and just brazen guns and guys in like armor coming in and storming the place. These dudes just casually rolled out with prison guard uniforms
They had,
on.
like,
Oh my
laundry
god.
duty, and that's how they like picked up the uniforms.
Exactly.
Or did someone like make them a big cake?
Exactly. This is one step away from a cake with a file in it, like straight up, right?
So put on the uniforms and then we'll just walk out the front door. It's perfect.
Here's your pillow. Remember to fluff it.
Exactly.
Dump it out. Uniform.
So here is the first story I'm going to have trouble covering. Exactly. So police in the Congo have arrested 13 suspected sorcerers accused of using... right? We haven't even gotten to half of it.
Oh, fucking Lord.
They've arrested 13 suspected sorcerers accused of using black magic to steal or shrink men's dingles after a wave of panic and attempted lynchings triggered by the alleged witchcraft. Reports of...
Education!
Exactly.
We need more education in the world!
Reports of so-called dingle snatchings are not uncommon in West Africa.
Tingle snatching! Oh my god!
So, for those of you who don't know, I did a find and replace for a word and replaced it with dingle. So, reports of so-called dingle snatching are not uncommon in West Africa, where beliefs in traditional religions and witchcraft remain widespread. There are ritual killings to obtain blood or body parts that still occur. Rumors of dingle theft began circulating last week in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo's sprawling capital of some 8 million inhabitants. It quickly dominated radio call-in shows, with listeners advising people to beware of fellow passengers in communal taxis wearing gold rings. Purported victims, 14 of which who were also detained by police, claimed that sorcerers simply touched them and made their dingles shrink and disappear in what some residents said was an attempt to extort cash with the promise of a cure. You have just...
Dingle blackmail!
Exactly.
This just sounds like some dude's got erectile dysfunction and we're like, it was a witch!
Exactly. A dark sorcerer made it.
They stole my erection.
Exactly. You just have to be accused of that, and then people start coming after you. We've had a number of attempted lynchings. You see them covered in marks after being beaten. Police arrested the accused sorcerers and their victims in an effort to avoid the sort of bloodshed seen in Ghana a decade ago, when 12 suspects were suspected dingle snatchers were beaten to death by angry mobs. The 27 men have been released since. Some people were tempted to say it's a huge joke, but when you try to tell the victims that their dingles are still there, they tell you that it's become tiny or that they've become impotent. To that I tell them, how do you know if you haven't gone home and tried it? Residents in Kinshasa accuse a separatist sect from nearby Bas-Congo province of being behind the witchcraft in revenge for recent government crackdowns on its members.
All right, they've been really cracking down on me, so I want you to go out there and steal those dingles.
Exactly.
That'll be
Take it away.
Those are rookie dingles. You gotta get those dingles up.
Hold on, my dog failed getting up on the couch, and it's the saddest thing ever.
Corgis.
He's such a cool corgi.
He had a long day of playing ball in the backyard, so he's tired. And when he tries to jump up into the couch, he just gets halfway up and then just lays there and looks back at me like I'm supposed to be doing something. And it breaks my fucking heart every time.
Oh, yep.
He got you played.
Exactly.
He's such a good boy, though.
Exactly.
Boy.
All right. Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day? Harvey.
Well, I mean, be nice not to be looked at all the time and stared at.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like, wait, when they say fly, like, how fast are we flying? Because if I'm like going like 2 miles per hour, not worth it.
Peter Pan fly is what we'll say. You get to Peter Pan.
Oh, give me some fairy dust.
Excellent.
I'll snort that right up. Out of my nose.
All right, Tom. Would you rather be able to be invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day?
Yeah, my mind has been read. Invisible. Go rob a bank.
Ah, okay. So use this power for evil.
Arguably evil. There's some pretty awful banks out there.
Right. I've mentioned something like this before. We had a question that was something like, if you could go one place without anybody like stopping you or whatever, where would it be? There is a church in Northern Africa that claims to have the Ark of the Covenant, and I would liquidate everything that I've got to be able to buy a plane ticket there during the day that I was invisible, so that I can go in and find out what the fuck's in there. Like that would be what I use that whole day for.
Spoken
Or,
like a true skeptic.
I
like
suppose if I could fly, I could just claim to be Jesus when I got there.
Oh, I was gonna say just fly there and be like, yeah, it's my covenant now. Whoosh, grab and go.
The old
Light up, bitches.
Exactly. I don't know if you can fly there that fast though. Well, I guess you are fairy dust flying, so I guess you probably get there. All right.
Yeah, it's really hard to find out how fast you're going with magic.
Exactly. Our next story is about Dr. Bum Bum. Wex says invisible. So, Factual Fictions also says, or just freak people out, drive your car all over. Wow.
Yeah.
Or ride a bike around.
Or
Oh
have
my
your
God.
dog on your lap.
Yeah.
While you're
I was gonna say walk your dog around and then narrate for your dog. Like when they sniff at somebody, be like, "Oh, you smell delicious."
Oh, dude.
Now you gotta narrate it like you're Morgan Freeman. Well, I did find that hydrant, and I did indeed with upon it.
What if you took a sheet ghost? Like the old, like a,
Oh my God!
You can wear
Yes, just throw a
sheet
shitty white. Poof! There's nobody there. You could go to fucking Jenny McCarthy's house. McCarthy's house.
also says invisible. Excellent. All right, so this Dr. Bum Bum is a celebrity Brazilian plastic surgeon known as Dr. Bum Bum, and has gone on the run after a woman has died following injections that he gave her to enlarge her butt. Investigators are saying that Dr. Dennis Furtado carried out the procedure on Lilian Calixto at his home in Rio de Janeiro, but she fell ill during the procedure. Dr. Furtado took her to a hospital where the condition worsened and she died some hours later. He then disappeared, and a judge has issued a warrant for his arrest. Doc Factual Fiction says Dr. Bun Bum goes on the run. Correct. Dr. Furtado, 45, has appeared on Brazilian television and has nearly 650,000 followers on his Instagram account. Calixto.
Oh man, he's really on the run then.
Exactly.
A lot of people following him.
Holy shit.
Just two. Coupons.
Yep. No, I got it. That's good.
Oh my god.
The procedure, which was believed to involve the injection of acrylic glass filler,
What?
took place at his apartment in the upmarket district of Barra de Cusia. Or to
Do people talk about a glass jaw?
Wow. Exactly.
I finally got a good pun in.
All right, I'll have to back one up with Dat Glass. Police have said that Dr. Furtado's girlfriend has been arrested on suspicion of taking part in the procedure. Nivio Stefan, president of the Brazilian Plastic Surgery Society, said there was a growing invasion of non-specialists in the industry. Furtado has built up a large enough online following through various social medias. Aside from his popular Instagram page, he's also very active on Facebook, filling his page with before and after shots of butts.
So he runs a porn website.
Well, kind of, right? Evil Ceramic Cow says Harvey is the best Muppet.
Yo.
I'm a trash Muppet. How'd you know?
Exactly. Factual Fiction says red flag number 1, your cosmetic surgery is happening in an apartment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good call.
All right. Here is a Memphis, Tennessee story. A Memphis woman has a doozy of a terrible story. A man stole her car while they were out on a date and then used it to take out her godsister, the news has reported.
Oh my god.
Small world.
Wex says, thanks for the great talk show. Harvey, you're the best. Gemini's Realm, thanks for the sub. You have a really good night, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, Wex.
What am I, chopped liver?
You're
No.
You're
Exactly.
sexy.
I'm nothing.
I love you, Tom Tom.
So
You're
Faith
special, little boy.
Faith Paul says that a man she knew from high school asked her to dinner, then showed up for their date without a car. So they took her Volvo. The man, Kelton Griffin, asked her to stop at a gas station and get him a cigar. She went inside to buy it. When she came out, her date and her car were gone. Paul's mother picked her up and they used the GPS in her car to track it. And they followed the signal to a drive-in theater. Paul says that's where she found her car and the guy with her godsister on a date. The police and Griffin, the police were called and Griffin was arrested on the spot. What a shitbag, dude.
Like, what an asshole.
Like, I could get it if you were planning on going on a date, but like, just steal the car. Like, don't bring her on the date first. Don't trick. That's like double asshole, right?
No, he's triple asshole. I mean, he then took someone else out on a date.
That's very true. Yeah, I mean,
That's an ass so big it'd make Dr. Bum Bum proud.
exactly. Bringing it on back, one story.
Whoop.
Good at that.
All right. So judging by this picture, this story is another one that's going to be hard. So it seemed just like another alcohol-soaked karaoke rager for Ratchaburi mechanic, only this time he blacked out and woke up to find that his dingle was no longer there.
The dingle's sick! It's real!
The rain of Bobbit strikes again.
Right? Factual Fiction says, what happens if she turns him down initially? Like, what was his backup plan? I don't know. That's a good point. Like, this all had to go one way or he wasn't going to be able to go to that date. So the man identified only as Suit woke up in the emergency room of Ratchaburi Hospital Sunday with serious injuries, including a severed dingle.
Oh my god.
Doctors were
Did
unable
they
to.
recover the dingle?
Well, doctors were unable to reattach it because it was not delivered to the hospital with him, and the dingle was never found.
I was gonna say sewage should sew it back on.
Yeah.
That one was bad.
Well, it is spelled Suet, like S-U-W-I-T. Exactly. So he told the police that he had just moved from his hometown of Trang to Ratchaburi, just a few hours west of Bangkok, to work in a garage.
Bangkok.
Yeah, exactly. That's also unfortunate. He got off work on Saturday night, and then he went to a karaoke parlor with colleagues and proceeded to get wasted. His next recollection was waking up at the hospital with his injuries. He also has no leads on the fate of his dingle, saying he has he's never fought with anyone ever since he is relocated here. And he appeared to have received several blows to the head and face by a blunt object and was bleeding from the ear.
So he just has shitty friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he got like legit like random mugged for his dingle.
Right? Is this
That's terrifying.
assuming it was his exactly, it was the witch. But assuming it was his coworkers, is this better or worse than the air concho?
Air concha?
Did you guys not see the last episode where they had the story about the concho?
No, I missed it. I was working
okay.
like all night Thursday.
So there was a story last episode where a man in Japan. Are you guys familiar with what concho is?
Oh.
Yeah, that one, the air compressor.
Right, where it's the Japanese prank where you try to stick your fingers in someone's anus.
You ever seen Naruto?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Kakashi Strike.
somebody did that with a air compressor and then essentially killed the guy.
I'm gonna mute for a second. That was some shrill shrieking.
Exactly.
I actually.
So-
Oh my god!
Assuming that this was the same kind of just a prank, which one do you think was worse? Air compressor to the butt that kills you, or missing dingle?
I'll take the missing dingle over the death by reverse farting.
Phantom Hydra says, time for his first Cyberjack slot. Wow. I can't believe I missed that. Well, we can just we'll move on.
I get the choice of
Right.
either getting reverse fart or dickless.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'll just go dickless. I can just get a cyber upgrade. That's easy.
Exactly. Factual Fiction says it depends on how fast you die, and I don't want to live on this planet anymore. All right. Harvey, if you could become the #1 expert in one niche field, what would it be?
Parapsychology.
Parasite, the #1 parapsychologist.
Wait, what's parapsychology?
Ghosts.
Exactly.
Ah!
Right. What would you do with your parapsychology expert niche?
Oh, sell books. Go on tours. Talk to TED Talks. That's just a guy named Ted that has a stage that we go to. He's a nice guy and all, but he thinks himself an intellectual anyway. And then I'd probably go and hang out with some ghosts.
Right.
I mean, they're just people. Very lonely people.
Yeah, be a ghost therapist.
All right.
How's
Tom.
that make you feel, Big Dead?
Well, so my boring ass answer would be nuclear engineer.
That's not necessarily as niche as it could be. Like
That's fair.
The effects of nuclear engineering on something. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the effects of radiation to produce superpowers would be a pretty sweet field if it were possible.
All right.
And more realistic though, and this is a very honest and very I don't even know if it's that weird. It's kind of boring, but furniture making using joinery. It's a hobby of mine that I've always wanted to be much better at, and people who are really good at it, like watching them work is like literal actual magic. It's incredible.
It's magic.
Exactly.
But like I've seen joints that'll take me, I don't know, an hour a piece to make, and I see a video of this person who's been making furniture for like 40 years,
Right.
do it in like under 5 minutes, and then done. And I'm just like, what in the fuck? Dad, it's not even possible.
If I had to
I'm a
pick, if I had to pick a niche field to become an expert in, I would pick ancient comedy. I would want to know,
Ooh.
like, the dad jokes of history, right?
Oh, that is a way better answer.
Because then, like, you could just somebody be
You
like,
got time to think about it. Not fair.
I mean, I guess that is technically true, but my answer
I
still
was
like
just
it.
come up right now. So, I mean,
Okay.
I did, yeah. I try not to think about these things. I just put up answers and then move on because I got lots of shit to do. Evil Ceramic Cow says, I would go with dolphin translator. That's not a bad one at all.
Yeah.
So long.
I'm the trainer of the dolphin.
And thanks for all the fish. Oh, so you're translating to dolphin. That's pretty good. The guy who just like makes these fucking noises. Only dolphins know what he's fucking talking about.
Hey, he's just full of shit, you know.
Exactly. All right. Here is our next story. A thieving fisherman drunkenly exposed himself in front of supermarket staff because of a language mix-up.
What language?
Exactly.
The language of love?
I guess. We can only hope. Hermanus Brazidis.
They winked at him and sniffed him.
Exactly. I mean, that we've learned that that's all you need. Hermanus Brazidis of Talbot Street, Newry, dropped his trousers and removed his underwear after Tesco workers detained him for stealing sausage meat. The police who were called to the store to the town's Downshire Road on April 4th were told that the 34-year-old Lithuanian had exposed himself to 5 men and 2 women. When he was interviewed, the defendant told officers that the staff ordered him to remove his trousers. He claimed that he had taken off his underwear because the word trousers means pants in Lithuanian. And this is written in the UK, and when you say pants, you're not talking about, that's your underpants. So yeah. So the shoplifter also stressed that he had no idea that female staff could see him. Brazidis, who was recorded on CCTV stealing 2 pounds worth of sausage meat, admitted to indecent behavior and theft. A defense solicitor said that the crime was fueled by booze.
I thought the mix-up was somehow gonna have to do with the fact that he stole sausage meat.
Right? That's what I was waiting for.
100%
No, this
was
is my
waiting for that.
sausage.
Exactly.
Take the sausage out of your pants. Yes, sir.
Exactly. It could have been so much better. This is kind of a blue ball story now. Factual fiction says 2 pounds weight or 2 pounds money. It was 2 pounds money. 2 pounds money of
Okay,
sausage.
that's a good distinction to make.
Yep. Right. Okay, our next quick true crime story here is from Nashville, Tennessee. A man suspected of huffing and doing naked jumping jacks in the women's restroom of a South Nashville fast food restaurant has been charged.
Why?
So, when you're huffing, lots of
Oh.
stuff makes sense. Spray paint is a hell of a drug. Brody Young,
Oh my
25, was taken into custody Monday on charges of criminal trespassing public intoxication, and public indecency. Metro Police were called earlier in the day to the McDonald's on Nolensville Pike near Harding's Place when a man wearing no clothing was locked in the women's restroom and refused to leave, despite numerous attempts by management. According to an arrest affidavit, officers responded to find Young naked his name's Young, to find Young naked and in a stall where management said he had been all day. Police reported that he was erratic and doing jumping jacks and hitting the wall and smelled strongly of chemical fumes as if he had been huffing.
Witness me! Jumping jack!
Oh my god!
Exactly. He's expected in court today.
Naked?
I wouldn't put it past him. Look at this guy. He's got that look in his eye. He's like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this naked.
Looking the other way.
Exactly. He's got both those looks in the eye. Factual Fiction says can't miss leg day, right? Not even when you're in the bathroom at McDonald's. All right. So it is 46 after. I don't know if we'll have enough time for Florida Man. We might we'll run out of time to complete that. And, well, you know what? Let's give it a go.
Read fast.
Exactly. All right. So here is the bingo card. If anybody who's new to the show wants to play along, that card right there will give you a bingo card that you can play Florida Man Bingo with us. And if you get a bingo, take a screenshot, tweet it to @skeptalk_live on Twitter, and I will award you with 2,000 Illumis, which is the stream currency. And you can use that to do things like, if you click in the lower right-hand corner underneath me, and click the little eye there, you can add an applause to the show, or get other things like a Twitter follow and stuff. Anyway.
Or, a made or unmade bed.
Yeah. I'm going to add that. It's getting added. All right, our first story. In Jacksonville, Florida, 2 Burger King employees in Florida were fired after an off-duty worker began making food without washing their hands or putting on their uniform. She had it her way, says customer Jeffrey Jones of the incident. Customers said that a pregnant woman in a tank top and flip-flops stepped out of a slow-moving line into the kitchen on Wednesday at Jacksonville, Florida, Burger King. They then started preparing food to speed things up. She said, "I used to work here when I was 16 years old, so I've seen this before." Oh, wait, no. She didn't say that. "I used to work here when I was 16 years old, so I've never seen this before. Never," said witness Jones, Marcelita Jones. Jeffries. The woman put on gloves but didn't wash her hands before touching the food, according to the witnesses. From a photo taken at the scene, it doesn't seem to appear that the other workers at the Burger King tried to stop her. And
Was that Gracie? Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. She was quoted as saying, "It's fine." And one customer said, "No, you're not about to fix my food. You're not in uniform." It's not clear if any of the food the woman prepared was served to customers. The manager would not answer the questions about the incident, and only said it's apparent that we don't know anything about it, but we will look into and investigate it. Fix my beard? What's wrong with my beard?
I find it fetching.
What? I don't see anything wrong with the
Is it
beard.
corrected now? There we go. Extra beard. I hate it.
Oh, God.
It feels so bad. It feels like crap.
Same.
Anyway.
I can't do it as much, but it's awful still.
All right. So that story definitely qualifies for America if you need it. So Jeffrey Ian McKevley made quite a scene at a Target store in Stuart, Florida last week, according to police reports. From the Martin County Sheriff's Office, a manager called the cops last Tuesday after seeing a shopper, later identified as McKelvey, doing bizarre things in the store. The 53-year-old reportedly got into an argument with a fellow customer, then dropped his pants and told the person to kiss his naked behind. McKelvey also behaved in a rambunctious way while walking around in the aisles with his pants down, at one point knocking over a contents on a shelf.
Ooh, he's endowed.
Exactly.
Turned the corner and knocked all that stuff over.
Exactly.
Did you say this is in Walmart?
Target,
Damn.
which is fancy Walmart.
Target.
Exactly. When deputies just showed up at Target, the suspect was no longer there. A man fitting his description was found in a nearby house about a mile away. Did they just search people's houses? Like, we gotta find the naked pants walker.
Naked guy walk into that house.
Exactly.
Woo!
A search of the home revealed drugs, including marijuana and 11 pipes with traces of THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, the chemical compound in cannabis. He admitted that the drugs belonged to him, but they were blessed by God.
Well, Moses did speak to the burning bush.
Exactly. Wow.
Perfect.
When officers asked if he acted up on the retail outlet, McKelvey said his teachers told him to go to Target and destroy items inside of the store. The suspect was arrested and booked on charges including exposure of sexual organs, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of THC resin. So there's a lot of stuff for bingo in that one.
Yeah.
A woman jailed on a DUI and drug charge got in more trouble after investigators reported that she spent quite some time, that we haven't had this one for a while. Here you go. This is one that the people have been looking for. She spent quite some time extracting stuff from her rear end.
No, wait.
That's
Which hole?
That's
Her
object.
prison wallet.
Exactly.
It matters.
This is object in butt.
Okay. Ah, dang it! I'm object in vagina.
Exactly. Martin County Sheriff's Office officials about 2 p.m. on July 9th encountered Leona Hubbard, 38, during a traffic stop in Indiantown. She was, that's what it's called. She was in a Chevrolet Trailblazer. And deputies said that she was traveling erratically. A deputy reported smelling burned marijuana and spotting a vape pen. Hubbard's eyes were glassy and her speech was slurred, records show. Hubbard said that she'd been at the doctor's office where she received Botox injections. And she said that she was taking Xanax, used in treating anxiety and panic disorders, the painkiller Percocet, and Subutex, used in treating opioid addictions. She agreed to take field sobriety exercises, saying she could perform the tasks. She noted that she couldn't put all of her weight on her left leg and had a boob job weeks earlier, but was okay. Participating in the exercises, Hubbard was arrested on DUI. Deputies reported finding items including a vape pen, hash oil, brass knuckles, and a pocket knife.
And her?
Not yet. That's just...
Okay.
At the jail, Corporal Hubbard tried to pull something from her rectum, the last section of the large intestine that ends at the anus. She said she had been at it for quite a time. Deputies fished out 2 plastic baggies and the toilet from the toilet where Hubbard was sitting, and dissolved pills were in the toilet. Hubbard said nothing was in the baggies. I pointed out that no one would attempt to hide nothing and asked them what was in them. She refused and stated that they were empty bags. Empty bags are typically stored in pantries as opposed to rectums.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta carry something on the go.
Exactly.
You never know when they're going to be handy.
Hubbard of Indiantown was arrested on charges including driving while a license suspended with knowledge, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, possession of hash oil, possession of drug paraphernalia, induction of contraband, and tampering with evidence. So there's a bunch of charges there. Some of it will help out. This is an update story to one that we covered. Turns out this guy did in fact accidentally have a dick so big, a dingle so big that a woman choked to death. And he is not guilty of murder. That is this Florida man story. A Florida man who claimed...
Smug look on his face, too.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Exactly. So we covered this
unusual weapon check.
Exactly. We covered this last Skep Talk. This guy was hoping that he would get to show his dingle to the jury in order to be proven guilty or not guilty. So this Florida man claimed his oversized dingle caused him to accidentally choke his girlfriend to death during oral sex, and he was found not guilty of murder on Monday. He was acquitted of second-degree murder nearly 2 years after his girlfriend was found dead in their home on October 28th, 2015. After closing arguments, defense attorneys Kenneth Padowitz said that the prosecutors could not make their case, which was dependent on cause and manner of death. Martinez died... Yeah, go ahead.
Involuntary gag slaughter?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Martinez died. Yeah, this is totally body horror for sure. Martinez died of asphyxiation to death after she allegedly choked on Patterson's reproductive organ during oral sex. Patterson was acquitted of second-degree murder. So I'm gonna break fourth wall here really quick. I got fucked up there reading this because it's got some. When you copy and paste from articles into slideshows, it selects some random text off of pages, right? It selected and put in here right after the words "choked on Patterson's reproductive organ during oral sex." The next line reads, specifically from the copy and paste, scroll down for video. And
Perfect.
I'm
Oh
sure
my
that it's
God.
a video of the news report that this this article's based on, but it fucked me up pretty good reading it here. So he's acquitted of second degree.
A video of his reproductive organ.
Exactly.
Just go to Brazzers.com.
Damn it! I was just gonna make a Brazzers joke.
Exactly. Factual fiction says she choked to death, not to be crude, but wouldn't you just, like, pull it out? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, maybe, like, tried to, but there's just so much.
He just didn't have enough time.
Right? Just, hold on, hold on, just one more second. Oh,
Just
okay.
another couple of feet.
I can't get past this wall. Hold on.
Oh my god. Yeah, drugs and alcohol seems like a good explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
He was high enough that he didn't notice.
Broward County Medical Examiner Dr. Ronald White testified for the prosecution, saying that the woman would have or could have died from asphyxiation in the act. However, defense attorney Ken Padowitz said that the woman's death was undetermined, and that the associate Broward County Medical Examiner Lori Boyko, who performed the autopsy on Martinez, said after her death that the court had told the court that the victim choked to death on the dingle. The organ would have had to have been lodged far enough down her throat for 2 to 3 minutes, reported Local 10. Boyko went on to say that if his dingle was in fact obstructing Martinez's airway, there would have been evidence of a struggle. Peter Sapak, assistant state attorney, also asked why Patterson did not call 911 after his girlfriend died. So he did not call for help right away because he felt embarrassed. The defense claimed that Patterson did not call for help. Well, that just repeats it here.
Well, you know why she died? He probably refused to give her mouth to mouth.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god, you bad, you bad.
But so that's the good of content. That's the good of content. Adrena says maybe he was in the moment. He did at least get guilty of negligence. Yeah. She had been dead for 24 hours when her body was finally found, but more likely 48. The victim's son, Omar Andre, previously described Patterson as a desperate man trying to avoid being convicted for the crime. Ahead of Patterson's trial, his dingle has emerged as a bone of contention between the defense and the prosecution.
Oh my god.
With the former seeking to have it shown to the jury, and then latter insisting that if they're presented in court, the sex organ must be erect. On Monday, shortly before Patterson was acquitted, Padowitz appeared before the judge, Lisa Porter, asking her to allow his client to present his male anatomy as evidence to members of the jury. and the request was never granted. So that didn't happen. But
Oh my
We'll
god.
take your word for it.
right, but he did accidentally dingle somebody to death. So
Check off the bucket list.
yeah.
Oh my
exactly.
god.
All
Ah,
right. Yeah, this picture.
Oh, it's death by snoo snoo.
That's very true. On Wednesday of last week, police found 51-year-old Michelle Renee Cernak stripping and doing yoga in the middle of the road, a few blocks from the middle school in Orlando. And in the surprise of no one, Cernak was high on drugs. Police received a call from onlookers reporting a woman taking off her clothes between yoga stretches, fearing that she may be under the influence of something. They advised the female had her jeans down to her ankles with only her underwear covering her private area. Officers arrived to find Cernak indeed with her pants around her ankles and her gold Chevy GMC pickup parked on the side of the road, engine still running, and the driver's door still open. So she was driving and decided, yoga right now.
now.
Right
Naked
now.
yoga right now.
Exactly. During a search of the vehicle, they found Cernak's ID and car tags that indicated she was actually from Texas. They also found that she was in possession of heroin, a syringe, a crack pipe, 3 different types of prescription pills. And during questioning, Cernak admitted to the police that a wound found on her ankle was from heroin. She was charged with possession of heroin and drug paraphernalia and is currently being held in Marion County Jail on $5,000 bond. Does that count as strippers? I believe we could bend that rule.
I mean, she
pretty
did
good.
strip her pants down.
Right?
Yeah, she was stripping.
All right, and then
That was that guy.
this guy. A Florida man was arrested Tuesday on numerous drug charges after Hernando County deputies discovered more than 50 marijuana plants and more than 300 pounds of marijuana inside of his house.
Holy shit.
Members of the Hernando Valley Sheriff's Office and Vice Narcotics Unit Agency SWAT team executed a search warrant at Victor Gonzalez's Brookville home. That's when detectives say that they found 52 pounds of 52 marijuana plants and 346 pounds of marijuana in the home. National Fiction's got a bingo! Take a screenshot, tweet it to me, and I will award you a whole bunch of fucking shit.
Way to go.
Exactly. He was taken to custody and charged with cultivation of marijuana, trafficking of marijuana, possession, place, structure for the cultivation of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and theft of services. What the fuck was theft of services?
Oh, electricity maybe?
Maybe.
I could see like an illegal utility hookup
Right.
being theft of service.
So his only crime was being in the wrong state.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I still think having 346 pounds without a license is illegal here.
Should have opened a dispensary.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got it. You're ready to go, right?
Give me face tattoos, please.
All right.
I'll have a double bingo.
Massachusetts State Police say that a woman and the driver of the tow truck sent to pick up her vehicle were both arrested on DUI charges.
Oh my god.
51-year-old Patricia O'Donnell of Marston's Mills had been stopped by a trooper on Saturday night and arrested for driving under the influence. Then, 25-year-old Brandon Fenton was dispatched by a towing company to pick up her vehicle. But he was also arrested for drunken driving. Police say that a Hyannis news journalist saw the truck swerve over the white center lines and off the right side of the road, almost striking a pole, and reported it on his dash cam. Both Fenton and O'Donnell have been arraigned and will be released on personal recognizance. Anyway, was that unusual loot?
I think that much weed is pretty unusual.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
300.
unusual loot? You don't think that the lady hiding stuff up her butt was an unusual loot?
Bear.
He just hit
Right.
baggies up there.
I don't know. I mean,
Baggies.
pills and baggies and asses is it's a little run of the mill for unusual
Run of the
loot.
mill,
Yeah, but I mean, just empty baggies? Quote
They
unquote.
were filled with pills. You fuck.
All right. So
Hey, I think it's pretty rare
dingle.
loot because I don't shove pills up my butt. Do you? Is it normal to you?
so it is
No.
it is 9:05, and usually we end right here. But I've got what is it? 1, 2, 3 more slides. Are you guys interested
Okay.
in going on?
Hell
Do
yeah.
it.
All right. So
I
we're
gotta
gonna go
pee.
do our stupid shit for sale. It's gonna be real quick. So Tom, when you think, now that's a fragrance spray I need in my life, what comes to your mind?
Mostly Old Spice.
Excellent.
I like Old Spice.
Harvey,
Motor oil.
motor oil is pretty close. How about, let me get it loaded up here, kitten fur.
Sick fox.
I'll take it.
So this is the description here is cats, love them or hate them. There is no in between. Everyone loves kittens. Now, after 50 years of effort, Demeter has captured the olfactory essence and the warmth and comfort of that perfect spot just behind the kitten's neck. This fragrance truly purrs, and so will anyone who experiences it.
Yeah, after 10,000 kitten experiments.
Ah.
I cannot say whether or not any kittens were harmed in the production of this.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love how my dog smells. She smells like, I don't know, she smells like my dog, and I love the shit out of her.
Even
But,
when
like-
wet?
I don't want fucking cologne on my puppy. Oh, hell no. You keep that perverted shit away from my little baby.
I bet they've got.
Oh, the fur ball.
I bet they've got dog here. This one's weird.
No.
There's kitten fur, marmalade.
Marmalade.
Apparently, you can smell like Elvira. Which
So,
is it,
an
Elvira
old woman?
now? I was gonna say Elvira now or Elvira then. That's really important.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Two big differences.
All right. Okay, so have you ever been in the restroom, Harvey, and thought, if only I had something to cover up the sounds of my thunderous ass?
You know
No.
about my thunderous ass?
Well, I could only assume.
Fart 'em loud and proud.
But yeah, no, I've always wanted
Dominate the
to
bathroom.
cover up the unsightly sound. Wait,
Exactly.
unsoundly?
So here is the Echo Hime Hello Kitty toilet sound blocker. So
God damn it.
you put this thing on your keychain so you can take it with you when you're going and doing your business, right? And then it's got a button that plays a sound. Like, it, I'm trying to figure out
Is it
what
like the reverse brown now?
well, you know what? As far as I know, it like, so if you're gonna fart, it plays a cover-up noise. So it's like, "Diddly-doo-doo-doo-doo," or something like that, so that you can
Oh, I
fart.
thought it said running water.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, create the sound of running water to hide your own noise.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
if it were a chime, I would be like, ba-ding, ba-ding, and announce my shit.
What the hell does Hello Kitty have to do with running water fart sounds?
Japan.
All right, we've got
Yeah.
that tweet coming in here. We've got unusual weapon, nudity, strippers, DUI, and alcohol. Very, very clear. A Florida man.
Well
victory.
done.
Excellent. Let me I will award that right after the show. All right. So, the last thing I've got to show you guys, and I told Harvey that he might be very interested in this object. This is Armpit fans? Armpit fans.
Why is that on stupid shit for sale instead of awesome shit for sale?
Well, it's
I
so
need
that
those.
this is so that you don't have sweat to embarrass you in the office.
Oh, okay, that is super dumb.
But
Okay,
right? Right?
How much? How much does this cost?
It's sold out currently, but
Damn it!
so it doesn't show.
Years ago,
But
back when
now,
I was in high school, I had a professor Mr. Wicket, and this guy every day would just have the biggest sweat stains in those pits, and we would talk about in class like, man, we need to invent some sort of like shirt with little fans in the armpit. Someone read my mind.
yeah, they did it right here. Excellent. Well, I'll look to see if I can find anything that if I can find this anywhere for everybody, and I'll share it when I can. But yeah, okay. So I think that is all that we've got. I didn't have too many things for sale. I knew that I had a lot of stories, so I made sure that I'm not to overweight it. But that wraps up episode 69. Harvey, well, hold on. Mike Hawkes, welcome to the stream, Mr. Mike. Excellent. Let's see. That's going to end the show here. We've got... okay, Tom. How is it?
Yeah.
Thank you for covering, by the way.
No
For
problem.
today. I really appreciate all the work you've done for Skep Talk. Like, this is fucking...
Dude, I have so much fun doing this shit.
Well, and
No
I know
problem.
that you got busy shit to do right now, and, specifically
It'll be
taking
okay.
this time out. And, Harvey, how does it feel to be back in time for just enough to be on a small internet talk show?
Well, I'm really hoping that I can tune back into this frequency to the
Right.
past. I'll try to keep this fluctuating capacitor working. 'Cause I'd like to come back.
Exactly. I'm down. And for those of you who don't know, Harvey and I will be working on another project here in the future. We're going to be doing a likely audio-only podcast as well. Zod888 says Harvey is the best.
Yes.
You're the best.
But yeah, this is going to be a good job, I think. So let's find somebody to raid, and we'll end this show. My raid things here. I'm thinking it's Tuesday. Let's do talk show, and then Thursday we do somebody in the community. So let's look at the talk shows and see if we can find somebody else who doesn't suck. There it looks to be that's a rerun. There's a UFO show, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
What is going on here? We're gonna unmute this. Take a look.
UFOs?
And it's not just him, of course. The other
No
pilots
flat
over
Earth
there,
talk, no politics.
radar
If you're a UFO denier,
operator
this is
on
probably not
board
the place
the
for you. Be kind to the
USS Nimitz.
humans. Be kind to the aliens too. This is for
handful
place
of
for people
others
who
have been
believe
brave
or
enough
are
to come
open to
forward
believing. I think
who
that
were
we
also
qualify.
on duty or on ship.
It's pretty, yeah.
And this is not the only incident. Of
I'm gonna
course.
ask him if he's ready. Oh, it's in followers
It's
only.
just amazing
Okay,
how much
I'm glad we didn't go.
cooperation we need to convince people. It's like you have
That guy has obviously had his fair share of
almost
trolls, is what I'm gonna assume.
Ah.
Rating a followers only mode place kind of sucks sometimes because you can't talk, and we can't figure out whether or not we want to follow based on reactions until we've already followed, which is kind of underhanded in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. There's let's see.
I'm gonna turn on the light. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. There is ooh, there's a Bible channel. we should not go there.
Agreed.
There's something called Critically Awkward
Huh.
doing a San Diego Comic-Con recap.
That sounds like it could be fun.
The Harry Potter one? Yeah, that was a good one. Reggie, which one, if you had to pick one that you could see?
Right.
Oh, this is
What did we
fucking wonky, dude. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
No, I
wonky.
agree.
Let's go. You know what? Little Dobby is doing scary story reads. That's always fun. So
Oh, that sounds great.
yeah, we'll go do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Harvey
Alright.
needs a cooking show podcast. I'm hearing.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Recipes from the apocalypse.
All right. Well, Harvey is not back yet, but we're gonna hit this raid button. So, all right, everybody. Thank you once again. Super fun show, episode 69.
Yeah.
Tune in Thursday for episode number 70. That means we're only 30 episodes from the big 100, and that is going to be a crazy ass show. So, I plan on having as many of the previous guests as I can have back on. Once again,
God, it'll be madness.
thanks everybody. Thanks Harvey. Thanks Tom.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. The